Guys, hats off to Wesleyan. They did a great job. They came in here. They were more physical than us, obvious by the 47 to 33 rebounds. We seemed to just ball watch, which we talked about, and they seemed to attack the ball. At times we looked like defensively we had it figured out. We just could not sustain it. This game is hard. Winning is hard. It takes a commitment by every person that has a jersey and every coach. I hope that we learn from this because there's a look. I'm trying to get them to buy into something that's difficult. At times, it's something they've never had to do before. It's not easy. And I need them to learn fast. I need my freshmen to learn fast. I need my veteran guys, JJ, Emmanuel, Brandon. You can't finish a game with 2 rebounds and 1 rebound. You can't. You can't. Not and have us have success as a team. Again, hats off to them. I mean, I look at it, the first 10 minutes of the game, we forced 10 turnovers. For the game, the first 10, we forced 10 turnovers. The rest of the game, they had 4. What is that? We settled that time for threes. It is hard to live and die by threes. I teach paint touches. I want the ball in the paint. I would love to have the ball in the paint multiple times because by getting it in the paint multiple times, the threes will come in rhythm and not just settled threes. If it's one pass and a shot or a ball screen and a shot, you're not creating offense for your teammates, and the offense becomes stagnant, which we saw some of that today as well. We tried hard at times, but again, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Hopefully we learn from this, all of us coaches, myself and players, because it's not acceptable to go out and the other team is more physical than you, plays harder than you, played tougher than you, as if you don't understand what this is. Questions?
Kenny, was the rebounding, was that maybe the most disappointing because that is more kind of an effort thing?
No question. For me, I watched 8 to 10 points, maybe more, where the shot was made by them and our guys are watching, hoping the next guy got it, and they bum rush the ball and put it in the basket. Not acceptable. We work on rebounding. We talk about how important it is to finish off possessions. We get them to miss. And, well, I don't know their second chance points, how many they had, but whatever it was too many.
Kenny, when that happens, was there any thought to playing Dennis more in the second half? He got just 5 minutes, and then Brandon had only 8, and then we didn't see Manny as well.
Well, for me, what they did, the adjustment they made is they went sort of small. They went with their 4-man and played him at the 5 and put him on the perimeter, which sort of negates Dennis a little bit. Again, between Brandon, JJ, Caleb, we should be able to handle whatever somebody throws at us.
Dennis and Brandon played, I think, a combined 31 minutes and had 2 shots, both by Brandon. One of them was a run out after a steal. Are they not posting up? Are guys not looking for them? Why aren't they more active in the offense?
I just think we refuse to get paint touches. At times, there's opportunities there, and they'll run, like, for example, if the 5-man rebounds the ball, the 4-man in transition should run and post up. We shouldn't have to run offense. It should be simple. Throw it down, throw it ahead, throw the ball to the post, and we play off that. When the ball goes up, at a lot of the times tonight, the shot goes up, and I'm watching my 4 and 5 make no effort to fight to get the rebound. I'm running post plays, and we decide to come off and shoot it. So attention to detail, knowing the play, knowing how to execute the play, playing with energy. All those things was not up to par. And, you know, a lot of it falls on me, but it also getting them to understand exactly what I want, when I want it, how I want it. When we executed, we got good shots. Not saying that they all the time went in, but we got good shots.
Coach, just in regards to the perimeter offense, it seemed like the screening wasn't really opening up guys to get easy looks. Is that something that needs to get better, or how can you get better looks from the perimeter? It seemed like a lot of contested jump shots out there.
So it sort of goes with the question that Rick just asked. The bigs didn't touch the ball a lot. So what was happening was we were setting screens and the defenders going under the screen. We force him to go over the screen. And the one time we did it, or a few times we did it, for example, there was a play where we set a screen and then we re-screened and Tyler got down the lane, drove down the lane, made a bounce pass to JJ. JJ dunked the ball. We have to force people to chase over the top because by going under, it's not, especially when you're missing jump shots, you're playing into their hands. We have to do a better job of screening.
Coach, it's pretty obvious there's a disconnect. So where's the disconnect at, and where do you guys go from here?
The disconnect is understanding fully how hard that you got to practice, how hard you got to play, how desperate you have to be defensively. The disconnect is other teams are good. I knew going into this game that this was going to be a tough game. We needed it to be a tough game because we need to know exactly how hard we got to play against good talent. You know, that team played well against St. Louis. There's a reason. They're a pretty good team. And they've been together and they play hard and they understand what the coach is asking them to do. We're learning about ourselves. We don't have a ton of experience, but we do have experience. But the disconnect is, again, how hard are you really going to beat teams with your talent, or are you going to beat teams with the work ethic, with the toughness, with the fight? We can't beat teams with talent. We're never going to be the most talented team, but we can beat them with fight.
To me, this was the first time we saw Sky and Drea starting together. It seemed like, you know, it was a slow start for everybody, but what about them specifically, you know, seeing them working on the court together, did you like and not like?
I thought they was okay together. I thought defensively they were talking at times, especially in the first half. I thought we were really good defensively in spurts in the first half. I thought we got a little laxed, or we understood how our bodies or our minds just sort of like, okay, let's hope. Let's not impose. Let's hope. Let's hope they miss shot. Let's hope we get a steal. Let's hope that me just gambling on the ball, I can get the steal. You have to be disciplined. You're playing good basketball players. And then, you know, for Trey, I love Trey White, and Trey White is going to be a great player. I love Scott Clark. He's going to be a great player. But they are still learning about themselves, and this isn't the finished product. This is a work in process.
Kind of in talking to the guys, whether it be at the ACC tip-off or on media day, you know, they were pretty confident about changing their identity, and part of that was the intensity and stuff. Curious, what was their reaction after this loss in the locker room? Did they feel, you know, what's their emotional feelings coming after a loss where they probably felt confident going in?
I think they feel down. I think they're learning. You know, they're learning that you have to play hard. You have to understand that other teams and other players, regardless of what Division II, Division I, they can play. Other guys can play. They're understanding about concepts. They're understanding about basketball offensively. You're understanding about, they're learning on the fly what it means to have four dudes on the same page and then one dude not react to it. Some we get burned. Or Dennis lets a guy beat him off a ball screen baseline, the guard gets around him, they get a corner three. at a critical time. Little things mean a lot. And I think they're learning on the fly. They're learning that, yeah, we're a good shooting team. We're much better than we shot tonight. We are. I know that. But I also know if you live by the three and you live by jump shots and you don't screen for each other and the ball isn't moving, you're going to have moments where the ball's not going in the hole and then the other team gets confidence.
Coach, just in terms of your defense, is there any specific defensive metric or defensive goal that you give the team that you kind of monitor or have the guys really look to try to force on that side of the ball?
You know, I've always talked about kills, which is 3 stops in a row. The goal is to get 8 or 9 different kills. If you can do that, you're consistently a pretty good defensive team. Again, I think we're learning that in order to be that type of team, you got to be vicious, you got to be focused, you got to be locked in, and you got to help each other. You got to really help each other. If one person lets down, somebody else is picking him up. The next person lets down, somebody else is picking him up, meaning that he makes up for his mistake. I thought there were times when, you know, Sky got beat off the drive, and the guy went right down the lane and laid it up. Unacceptable. Unacceptable, one, by Sky not to keep the ball in front. Unacceptable, and Tylor. Unacceptable by nobody coming over to help. Unacceptable by they missed the shot, and then they get a rebound and stick it back in. Unacceptable.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right.
This is for both you guys. Just in regards to on the defensive side of the court, Wesleyan got 16 offensive rebounds. Was there a lot of discussion about just the effort defensively to get those stops, or what's kind of the thought process for you guys with how that happened?
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about it, but talking don't get you so far. We got to actually go out there and execute it. So it's just something that we got to go back to the drawing board and work on in practice. We got to really emphasize that.
Sky, you were the leading scorer with 24 tonight. So how much pressure does that put on you offensively to you be the leader out there?
I think the whole team, we got a lot of great looks. A lot of shots weren't falling. There was a lot of shots that were in and out, but I was just trying to do whatever I could to help my team win. But like I said, I think overall we got a lot of great looks tonight. They just wasn't falling.
You guys are the bigger, more athletic, talented team, yet you got out-rebounded by 13. How do you explain that?
Like I said, just something we got to go back and practice and really put an emphasis on. It's just it starts with practice.
I would agree. Just being out of position, or we're long rebounds. Since they were shooting a lot of threes, and just fighting for it. I feel like they were diving for them. They were getting the loose balls, and we just weren't getting them.
Just for both of you guys, how do you make sure a loss like this doesn't carry over into the regular season and make sure everybody's on the same track to have a successful season this year?
Well, it doesn't count, thankfully, and now, it's good to get hit in the mouth early, So now we know what it is. You know, we got a lot of freshmen, a lot of guys with not as much experience, so now they know what it is. And, you know what we need to work on and improve on. I feel like we guarded pretty well. I just feel like offensively we didn't share the ball. And then we got to get those loose balls. So.
Yeah, like JJ said, luckily it doesn't count. But it's just something that go back to the drawing board, pull up the clips on film, and just something that we really got to harp on in practice. And just the effort we've been giving in practice, we got to go even harder now.
All right, JJ, in the second half, Tyrod drove the lane, got you a nice dump off for a dunk. What do you think you guys need to do to get maybe more efficiency in the post? Coach Payne talked about the fact that he preaches paint touches, and that's something that didn't see a lot of today. What needs to happen for that to happen more consistently?
Definitely our screening. I feel like I got a good angle on that screen, and it opened up Tyrod to get downhill. But, you know, the way they were playing the screens, they were so under, so they were kind of like forcing us to shoot. And you know, if we get a good angle, get that good, make the guard go over, then our guard can attack the big and then open things up. So I say, you know, we just got to work on getting those good screens and then being ready when the guard delivers the pass.
Anything else for these two? Thank you.
Thank you.